What? What happened? What killed it? Are you even watching out? What are you doing, idiot? You're supposed to protect these guys. What is going on, geeks? UniteTheClans here, back in your life. I don't know how this happens. Dead Equus. Bummer. We'll leave him there for now, I guess. So welcome back to another episode of Ark Building Evolved, and I'm excited to carry on where we left off last episode. And I've got some dinos around here. They're supposed to protect things. It's my creative server, so I mean I could just spawn in a new Equus. But why? Why is that happening? There's nothing around there that would have killed that thing. Okay, so take a look, guys, at what we did last episode. This is the beginning of a big Roman house. We've done a small one. We did the stables you just saw me in. I should make sure these guys have food. Maybe that's it. It hasn't been long enough. And we're going to continue this big house today. Yeah, you guys have plenty of food. You're fine. Weird. Okay, so let's take a look over here, guys. Alright, so last episode, guys, we, for the first time, incorporated, one of the first times in this series, incorporated some modded stuff. And this is the Chiba tree from the EcoTrees mod. Now, nobody corrected my pronunciation. The video's only been out so far for a little while today. I put it out, it's Easter weekend, and it seems like it's a slow weekend for YouTube, so the video's doing a little slower than usual. But this is the peristelium, or the gardens, and it's a key component of the Roman house, or the domus. And we are going to continue this build. I mentioned it at the end of last episode. We're going to continue it by working on the opposite end of the house. And at this end of the house will be the atrium, which is going to have a pool in the middle. And before we can get there, guys, I think what we need to do is... I have one thing in mind. So the one thing that I'm not liking is the idea that that's how deep it's going to be. Because if we do fall in, it's going to be a pain in the butt to get out. It's just not going to work. So what I want to do is find a way to raise the floor there. And I think before we can do that, we need to get some more foundations in. We need to kind of lay out the exterior of this. Now we've come down 2-hole foundations, and I think I'm going to probably take these out just so we have a straight line across. Something like that for now, and we're going to keep working on it. But for this section of the build, I'm going to grab these stone foundations, and we're only going to be able to go so far, and then we're going to have to start using ceilings with pillars and walls. But what we're going to do is, I think what's going to happen is our walls are going to be right here. Now, that's temporary, but this is where this room and this end of the house is going to start. So we're going to do what we did last time and lay out foundations all around the outside. So it's sort of a 7x7 hollow square. And I'm only going to be able to do part of it for now. I want to be able to get the sides and this part here in. And then on the inside of that, okay, yeah, you can see I can't stack foundations. And for this is one of the first builds we've done in this series that's entirely using Structures Plus. So I can't stack there. So at this point, we're going to have to get stone foundations and walls to make it work. But what we're going to do is we're going to have another circle on the inside. And I guess I'll just do a lower version here for you guys to see where I can build. Okay, come on, play along. Okay, I'm thinking... something like this. And like this. So we're going to have, this is obviously going to be up above the ground. So the area immediately surrounding the pool is going to be these adobe foundations. And then surrounding that is going to be stone foundations. So I'm going to do a little work. Like I mentioned, I'm going to have to get to ceilings. And I don't know, I probably won't need pillars. Being that we're building with Structures Plus, if you guys are, you are going to have to get to pillars and ceilings a lot earlier than I did, because with Structures Plus, you have this cool ability, oh, it's not doing it now, but you have this cool ability in some situations like this to stack your foundations. So I'm going to do this. So in the middle, we're going to have what I think is going to be a 3x3 pool. So I have a little bit of work to do. I'm going to do some of this groundwork away from camera, and I'm going to come right back to you guys. Alright guys, so I was worried about this. I really like the texture that you get on the top of an Adobe foundation, this little crisscross, and we're not going to get that. And the other thing that we may have to worry about, although we could do that double layering wall thing that I did on the rest of the build, the other thing we may have to worry about is these stupid little wood things sticking through. They may ruin my plans. And so this series, compared to some of my building tutorials, is it's all about the creative process. It's about you guys hanging out with me while we figure out how the heck to build the things we want to build. And so I'm going to go ahead and get these... Ooh, stop doing that. Oh, I know why. Okay, let's take these walls out for now. I don't think we even need them in there quite yet. So let's get these in here. And we're going to have to figure out exactly how to make this work. So... we got a couple options that I can think of. So let's see how our walls are going to look. Yeah, they're not going to do what I want them to do. So, okay, let's try, what if we have a ceiling here? Okay, so far I'm building with Structures Plus. I'm going to grab some vanilla Adobe ceilings. Give me one sec. Dang it. I don't know, guys. I don't like these little nubs. They're ruining the whole deal for me. What I wanted was this. Nice clean edge like that. And I don't know how to accomplish it. So the options we have are take out the Adobe and do stone on the inside. And maybe we could do Adobe around the outside. That's going to be a little bit of work, but I think it might be worth trying. So I think what I'm going to do is undo a lot of the progress I've already made today. All right, guys. So welcome back. I think I may have found something that works. Now, I do like this, the walls on the inside, but I've made some silly mistakes. So what you have to do is either consistently hang it from the ceiling or consistently build up from the foundation underneath. So I'm going to get down here because I have walls that at different heights. You guys see these don't line up. So I'm going to go ahead and take out a bunch of these, and I'm going to try and get it looking a little sharper and a little more in line. Be right back. Alright, so we are going to go with the hanging from the ceiling option, and I'm going to go down and build up the sides of this pool. On the back, I'm just going to do this one level so you guys can begin to get the look, and then we're going to try that thing I was talking about, where we're going to try and raise the the bottom of the pool so that it is easy to walk in and out of without needing ramps or sloped ceilings or anything like that. And the cool thing about Structures Plus, I'm going to have to grab some Structures Plus walls, I guess. I've been using vanilla. The cool thing about them is they're going to go right into the ground here. Alright, so check that out. So this is going to save us needing the foundations. And if you guys are playing on PC, I 100% recommend this mod. I think it basically takes Ark Building and for the most part makes it what it should be. Now the problem is in some cases it fixed things that it thinks are bugs that I have learned to take advantage of. There's weird little things you can do with Adobe walls, with all kinds of building pieces in vanilla because Ark's building system is so glitchy, and sometimes S Plus fixes those. Like you can't have the roof that we have over there where the left side, like all four sides meet in the corners. You can't do that with S+. And we have all the walls on that side double layered. So there's like a wall facing outwards and a wall facing inwards. So we have the same texture on both sides. With the S+, you can't do that either. So it works in some cases, but honestly, I've come to love using a mix of both to accomplish what I'm after. Alright guys, so I am back. Now you can see, these are the Structures Plus ones. Now, pretty much anywhere here, it's going to want to try and snap. And what I want to do is find... Oh, Lord. I might have to take out some of these walls. Okay, let's take out a bottom row. Let's just do one row for now. Alright, guys. So what I want to do is find something that is going to work for us, that is going to raise the floor of this. Now, I haven't decided if we're doing stone or if we're doing Adobe, but I think the way that I'm going to do this, it's going to work almost no matter where I put it. So what I'm going to do there is that, and then we should be able to stack on top. Tell me you can stack on top. Why not? Let's try it right here. Okay, that's not working. Okay, well, we're going to find a lower spot then. So what I'm doing, guys, is trying to find a height that is going to work for us. And I think I may have found it. So it's going to be tricky getting it to work just the way I want. But if I can get up on this, and I can, I'm going to be able to maybe not walk in and out, but I'm going to be able to jump in and out, which is the goal. So the plan now is to find a way to get some foundations to snap to this. And I think what we're going to have to do is take that guy out, and we're going to have to build off this one. And hopefully by the time we get over to this end, we're going to be able to stack the foundations. All right, so let's try a foundation. Are you going to snap to this? You're not going to snap to this. All right, so work in progress here, guys. I've been doing some real trickery, and sometimes that's absolutely necessary, and we're going to go back to Structures Plus stone ceilings. And the reason that we're going to do that, if I can get up here, is because they're going to intersect with whatever we have nearby. And you can see I didn't perfectly line this up, but the good news is we can just do this. And it doesn't matter if we're perfectly straight. A little bit of funk to this is always a good thing. I like when things don't line up. So let's go ahead and put you in there, and I think we've accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. Now, if I wanted to, I could have done this on a really stupid, crazy angle, and that would have been fun. Like that. Beautiful. And go there, there. Can I put these ones in the corner? Play along. Whoa. Is that a ceiling? Okay, let's do this. Perfect. So right now, I don't know exactly what I am supported by. So I want to head down here, and I think that'll provide the support I need, but let's just go ahead and grab a pillar. I think we only need one, and we'll do that. Okay, I want to see how much that sticks through. That's going to stick through too much. Let's get you out of there. Let's get you out of there. And let's try another pillar. Like that. Okay, let's go see if that's sticking through like crazy. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Guys, that's freaking perfect. Now, the question is, stone or adobe? While we mess around with this, guys, I'm going to take a sec and do the patron shout out. It's a double one. So once again, thank you to Sheridan and Justin. That's Red Kraken Gaming and Exalted One over on the Patreon server. Those guys both came through big in their first month as supporters. Thank you, fellas. I'm really glad to have you around. Okay. We might have done it. Got that one little, it wasn't obvious when it was stone, but it's a little more obvious now. I guess I could try an adobe pillar in the same spot. Let me see about that. All right, let's go underneath. Let's go into the underbelly of this thing, and let's try this instead. Boom. Okay, and I think I can get rid of most of this BS. I think I don't need. I think I can get rid of you. I can. Perfect. Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Now all this crap can come out, and we can go back to building on the grid, the building lines that we were on earlier. Let me see if I can grapple my way up here. Like a boss. Perfect. Okay. So that is what we've come up with. The adobe pillar totally hides it. That is awesome. So I was a little bummed, to be totally honest, that this isn't going to work, because I pictured adobe all around the outside, but in my test build, we were shallow enough we could use foundations all around the outside of this. So let's go ahead and go back to stone. That's regular. I don't think it matters. I've been mixing and matching vanilla building pieces and S+ building pieces, and I haven't run into too much trouble yet. So guys, this is the key feature of this half of the build, and I've spent a lot of time messing around with it. So if I haven't yet, I'm going to take a break. If you haven't, go ahead and click the like button. It is great for this series. You guys always kill it, and it helps new people find it. When YouTube sees a bunch of people liking a video, especially when it's brand new, they push it out there, and they make sure more people see it. So do that. And geeks, I will be back right after this. Alright, so I'm not sure how this is going to end up working. I have a couple of different snap point options here. I'm going to try and build off the foundations in this case, and I'm going to try and build off this one, flip it, triangle on PlayStation, thank you Kronos for confirming that, Y on Xbox, and I think the default is E, or Q? E. I think the default is E on PC. So let me go ahead and try this. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. And if I build off the foundations, instead of getting this snap point that shows those little nubs, I get this one that hides them. So that's going to work for us. And I don't know. Basically, these adobe lines are going to be the paths that run through the city. I'm not sure if we're going to build it up, if we're going to have paths that come all the way out along the side of this house, or if this stone texture is going to be visible. But the good thing is, with this trick, when you snap it, I'm snapping it to this one and flipping it inside out, like I was saying. So let's do that. The good news is, even when I take this out, it works. It stays connected to this, even though originally I snapped it to that. So that works definitely in our favor. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what the next couple of steps are. Let's take those out for now. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. And I think to continue that, we're going to need to get these bad boys back. So let's put those here. And I'm going to have to build across the back. Now, the reason I didn't is because I knew we were coming through here with that funkiness that we used to get that unusual snap height. So that's the reason I held off building back here. We could double stack foundations. It's not going to let us. So I'm just going to go back to doing the walls. I'm going to fill in this whole little area so that the outside of the house, basically under the water line is, are you going to snap in the right spot? All right, guys, so I missed kind of a key step. So the reason that we were able to do this along here is because we had foundations around the outside. So these are temporary, but we're going to go ahead and put an extra set of foundations down here. And these are the ones I'm going to use to snap the walls to. And the walls are going to, basically, we're going to have stone at and under the water level. And then above that, we're going to have adobe. So I'm going to come back to this, looking at this foundation by my feet, flipping. No, that's not working, is it? Flip. Let me play around with it, guys. You saw what I was doing on the other side, like that. Perfect. And then once we do this, when we get up to the top, we're going to have that snap point instead of the one that shows all those little nubs. So let me do some work. I'm going to fill this whole area in, and I will be right back. All right, guys. So one issue I have found myself running into is, let's double stack. Perfect. One issue I've found myself running into is the corners looking weird. Okay, so let's do that. And when we do this, you'll see we end up with a gap in the corner. So to avoid that, I'm going to come in and double layer the walls. And because we've snapped to that foundation, it means we have a snap point on this inner foundation. You're still going to want to flip it. And that would be, I guess it doesn't really matter under here, but the idea is just to close off that. Give me some air. All right, let's flip you and flip you, and we'll go up like so. Perfect. And this is coming together pretty good. I have a bunch of this under the water work, guys, that's boring and give me some air and tedious, and I want to get this done. I'll be back so that we can work on the upper part of this house. All right. All right, guys. So what we now have is the base for this house. We've got this pool, and I can get in. And can I just walk out? No, but I got to jump. But still, it means we're not stuck in there like we would be if we had a full wall height. So the next step is to build up the walls for the outside of this place. Now, we are going to be doing the exact same thing we did on the other side. So with vanilla adobe walls, the technique is as such. What we just did underwater. So look at your feet on this one and flip the wall inside out. Come around here, look at your feet, flip it inside out. Like that, and you're going to end up with double layered walls. If you try and use Structures Plus, it's not going to work like that. So that's what we're going to do around the whole outside, and what that means is you're going to need something to snap to here on the outside. The benefit for us is we've just done that with these walls. So I should have, yes, it's going to work beautifully, isn't it? It's going to be a bit of a pain. There's a bunch of different snap points, but I should be able to snap to these walls. Yeah, you saw it there. Like that. Perfect. So we're going to do this, and we're going to do this, and I'm going to build the walls at least 4 high. I'm going to have to see how they look once I've got some of them up. Let me do this work, guys. This is exactly what we did last episode. So go back to episode 13 if you need more on this double layer inside out wall technique. I will be back. So here's the trick, guys. Do the inside ones first, then come around and do the outside ones. And I'll tell you, once you have this first layer in, the whole build becomes very, very easy. You're not going to have too many challenges. Oh, that's not how that's supposed to work. So I'll fix that once I'm back inside. But just keep everything in line. If you're ending up with things not lining up, it means you haven't quite done it right. And then when it comes to building this up, guys, I'm going to try and put these outer ones in first. And I'm going to go as high as I think I need to with these, because then after that, it's going to, like I said, become incredibly easy. So once you've got these this high, then you'll only have one snap point that you're going to play with. The walls are going to go exactly where you want them. And like I said, these got to be vanilla walls. I'm going to take this whole thing. I need more walls. I'm going to take this thing 4 walls high and wrap all the way around the outside of here. I'll be back with you guys in a minute. And there you have it. So, I'm digging this. Now, obviously, there's a lot of work left to do, guys. But I think when I come back with you, it's going to be another day for me. I am putting in some work here on my Easter weekend, and I'm about to go have Easter dinner at my mom's house. So when you see me next, when you hear me talking next after this next break, it'll be a new, fresh day for me. But we're going to continue work here on this atrium. The plan is to continue adding in walls along here, but to make sure that we're open to the rest of the house. And then you'll see exactly what kind of space we're going to have in between. We're going to have this area, we're going to have this area, and we're going to have this area. 3 distinct levels, and we're going to have to find a way to make it work, to build in between here. So this is going to go from maybe a 2-part to a 4-part build, who knows. But in the second half of this one, we're going to come back and work on this. We're going to add in sloped roofs. We're going to add in pillars. Who knows? I might be able to find some cool modded stuff from the EcoTrees mod to add some greenery, but I'm loving this, guys. I'm enjoying this building style, and I hope you are too. I will be back. And welcome back, geeks, to more Building Evolved. I mentioned at the end of the last segment that I was going to have some time in between the chunks of this episode, and I have. I've been away for a couple of days, went out to my mom's, we did Easter dinner, it was delish, and now I'm back and hoping to finish this build. I got like 3-4 hours before I got to go work at my job tonight, and we need to make some goddamn progress on this place. So check it out. Obviously, episode 13, you guys know we did this, and apologies, I know this is the middle of an episode. It feels like I'm introing an episode because it's been a couple of days. We did this, the Chiba tree, and the sunlight's just hitting us over here now, and you're getting to look at the beginning of the atrium. I'm pretty happy with it. There are a couple things we may change, and we're going to get into it right away so that I don't waste your time. Tell me that doesn't look amazing. So I'm a little torn. I've had a little time now to get some reactions on episode 13, and it's a mix of you guys who are on consoles going like, dang it, why are you building stuff I can't build? I gotta go get a PC now. And then PC people going like, oh yeah, do more mods, play around with more trees, add in some more cool stuff. And I'm like, the vanilla is the key. And to be honest, I get overwhelmed by building with mods. This is more my bread and butter. I like to make the most out of vanilla and see what we can do with it. So that's the plan. For the rest of this episode, we are going to be completing the atrium down this end of the house. And then for upcoming episodes, probably later in the week or on the weekend, you guys are going to get this. So we're either going to build one big house portion here in the middle, or we'll build one at this level and one at this level. So the first thing I'm thinking, now that we've gotten in here, guys, is that we did 4 high down there. I think because we've come down 2 levels, 4 high is going to be inadequate. I don't think it's going to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. Whoops. And just let's make sure I'm using the right ones. Yeah, regular. So vanilla. And oh, you know what? There was a couple things you guys wanted me to test. So somebody said that because I always did this with the vanilla, and I said there's no way to make the sloped roofs intersect on the corners with the Structures Plus stuff. So let's try that before we do anything else. Guys, so let's give it a go. I've had to do some serious... This is one of the problems with doing a Let's Build in Ark is I think I know what I'm doing, and then I have to go do all kinds of fandangling. So I came up here, I replaced these with the Adobe Structures Plus walls, and I had to do these ones. It wouldn't snap properly to the ones that were facing in. So this is why I think we're going to stick to vanilla where possible. So this has never worked for me. I've never been able to do this, to snap that into the corner. So can it work? Okay, whoops. Okay, if I take that out, can we do that? Oh, what did I do? Okay, and then can I do this? Never. No, definitely not. Somebody told me you could do this, so I rely on you guys to keep me up to date with this stuff. So all the Structures Plus crap, unnecessary. We're going to go back to the vanilla. Let's take out you, and God, where did I get all these roofs from? Let's take out that and that. Okay, and I'm going to do my thing. We're going to take the regular Adobe roofs, whoops, and I'm going to go ahead and put them on along here. We're going to take this to 5 high, and then we're going to start playing around with some sloped roofs of our own. All right, so one thing we got to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and get us do this part first, and then that should make snapping things in place a little easier. You guys can see the little temporary ramp I made for myself, and that's why I always have the crossbow on me. I need something with the crosshair so I can just delete this stuff using my Ark commander. It's called the finger cannon, I think, and it makes my life so easy. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. The reason that I only did the outer walls, if you look, it's only that. For now, the reason I did that, and actually let's take this out before we go back, is because we're going to have too many snap points if I got walls on the other side. And things are already a little bit funky here. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Okay, I think that's just where it's going to go. So let me do a little line around here. Yeah, see that? I'm going to do a little line around here. We'll come back and we should be able to put sloped roofs in the way that we want to. Grappling hook also making travel easier. So I just realized I think we're going to do something a little different. I mentioned we're not going to do the same open roof that we did on the gardens on the atrium. And I think the key to that is going to be having it not be the same all the way around. So let's get ourselves down a level, and you guys can see what I did over on that side. I think this is going to be the layout. So I'm going to get this in place. I'm going to come back and show you exactly what I've done. Alright, I think we should be getting more sunlight over here, so I think we're going to try building in the shadows. That's the downside of this beautiful location. We're at, oh, I'm always supposed to show you guys. We're down here. What is that? 8325, something like that. And we're at the base of the waterfalls on the center map. And let's go ahead and get ourselves up here. And so this is going to be the plan, and you guys will see it here in a sec. And I went ahead and put in these walls on the other side. What would it be? Right there. We can go ahead and take them out once these are in place, but just to make your life easier, the starting, you could use thatch if you know you're taking them out and you're building totally vanilla. That's what I would do. And then up here, so the left side has to go in first. That's one trick that people said they really appreciate that I've shared with them, because if you try and do this here. Okay, so many fricked up snap points. Okay. You know what? I think I've shown it 100 times. So let's just do that for now. We get that in place. And then now we need to find a way to get, so let's go ahead and do this. All right. And then go ahead and put this in. Perfect. And then we can come down here and we can take this out. It was just a guide to get us started. But yeah, if you try and do this one and then this one, it's not going to work for you. And it's not going to work in Structures Plus, as we just tested. And so let's continue this along here. I'm going to do on this side what I did on this side, and you guys will get a picture in a sec once I've got it done of how different this sloped roof is going to be from the other one. And I think it's actually going to make us want to change the shape of this pool and extend the pool this way one block and this way one block. So I'll be right back. Okay. It's hard to tell from here, isn't it? All right, let's get ourselves up here. Come on. Boom. Okay, so you guys get a look at it. It's a little bit different. You could do the short side over here. You could do the short side wherever you want. And I think what's going to end up happening is if we're going to have the same thing down here, then that awning is going to extend only to here, which means we have more room to expand this pool. So this pool we did at the beginning half of the episode, and we did it in a bit of a funky way. I think it worked out pretty good. I ended up having to use some Structures Plus stuff to get it the way I want. You guys saw me do this already, so I'm going to go ahead and take these out, and I'm going to expand it in the exact same format we did before. So I'm going to hang my walls down. They could be vanilla or whatever, and then I'm going to take the Structures Plus ceilings that are snapped to that pillar down there that we got to this perfect little in-between height so that we can walk in and hop out. And yeah, we'll put ceilings there that can totally clip. So I'll be right back. Alright, so you're beginning to get a feel for it. Now, one thing that's messed up is the nice outline of adobe I had around the outside, but I think I like it in exchange for a different shape of sloped roof, and I think I can live with that for sure. It's definitely a little different, but it's going to give us this sort of oblong pool instead of a perfectly square one. We've extended it one in each direction, so it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 3, and I like it. And welcome back, guys. Check it out. So, good news, bad news. This place is more done than you were probably expecting. I had some serious recording issues, and I lost the last little chunk of this build. The good news is this episode would have been insanely long otherwise, so I'm happy to do a quick wrap up and explain what we did. The bad news is you guys missed out on some stuff. So the first thing I did was go ahead and include some pillars here, and I built these sort of 1x1 pillars just like we did here, and that's going to be how we transition from the atrium and from the garden into the living quarters of this house, this Roman villa, the domus. This middle portion is what we're going to be taking on next episode or over the next couple of episodes. But for this one, we just did the atrium, and I'm sorry you guys missed out on some of it. So what are the changes? You can use this little space that I did over here, like that. I made a little safe spot to log out. I went and made sure I had the adobe running all the way around the outside. And to do that, I actually shaped the pond back down to a 3x4, and that came along with this, expanding the overhang on that side. So that's now 2 deep, and on this side is the only spot I went 1 deep. So we have the stone coming around here, and I still wanted the idea of the adobe to wrap around, so we've done this section in adobe, and with the structures plus adobe ramps, we were able to come down on a perfect 45-degree angle and come down to here. So it's not perfect, but I think it's good. All right, guys, so this is how it looked. And we're getting rain, as always, on the center. And actually, that's perfect, because the whole point of the Roman atrium is this open roof to capture rainwater. Where's the rain? There it is. Check it. So I went in and did more EcoTrees mod stuff. So the whole idea of this is not that it's a pool. It's more like an indoor pond, and it collects rainwater like this. So what I think I will do as we go, guys, is off camera, I'll add in more stuff in the corners and make this look greener and more like the gardens on the other side. It's more important than ever, guys, that you step out and support your favorite creators, because YouTube ad revenue is way down for everybody and is hurting a lot of your favorite YouTubers, including myself. It's so much worse than last month, I can't even tell you. And I'm trying to make this my job. So the Patreon thing will pop up on your screen, let's say right now. If you only watch me play Ark, go check out The Long Dark. Episode 3 posted yesterday, and it is not your standard Long Dark series. We have invented a whole new format, and if you're brand new to this series, Building Evolved, watch it. Click on that, go back to episode 1 and our humble beginnings at the Elk Ranch. I'm UTC. Thanks for watching. This is Ark Building Evolved, episode 14, and I will see you in the next episode.